I just love that earlier you mentioned you just discovered you are an Enneagram 8.
Yeah.
I just am beyond delighted. Welcome to the Enneagram 8 Club.
Yes. It's an elite club, apparently.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
it is.
It's so fun.
We're forces of nature.
I know.
Yeah. So 8s have the highest amount of energy out of all types.
Oh, I'm going to be learning something here because I haven't focused on. Okay, so they have the highest amount of energy. Oh.
They're protectors, defenders, very often leaders. If you want something done, give it to an 8.
Okay.
The follow through is very, very high. So I know that sometimes 8s can get a little bit of a bad rap, like they're challenging and they're always just like too much to be around. Don't listen to any of that.
Well, that's the funny thing because I told you.
Don't be mad that you're an 8.
I know.
Welcome to the Story Project podcast. I'm your host, Joanna Scott, and this is just a conversation where we put the spotlight on women leaders in dentistry who are doing just extraordinary things. I happen to be sitting right next to the one and only Anne Duffy, founder of the Dental Entrepreneur Woman, and all things great for women in dentistry. So thank you for being here with us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here. I love your team. You guys are all amazing. And it's just fun to be in Columbus at Studio 88.
Yeah, well, we're doing kind of a refresh photo shoot video. Do has grown so much.
Yeah.
And it's also fun to just refresh your looks, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, new headshots.
I know.
So
Yeah.
awesome. Well, our team is always so excited to have Anne with us. They all adore her because you basically, if you know Anne, the moment you meet her and hang out with her, have a conversation with her, she just lights up a room and you walk away from the conversation feeling really warm. You know you do this.
I'm believing it, yes, because I hear it a lot. Yeah. You have to start believing those things when people tell you that. But thank you. That's so sweet.
Absolutely. Well, before we dive in, last night, I just wanted to mention we had a really special gathering of women, about 15 DOs and also women that are not a part of DO that are really interested in learning more. We got together at Studio 88's headquarters, and it was just really special. I got to, I know I personally connected with women I wanted to in the area for quite a while. And it was just a lot of fun.
It was so cool because two of the women in particular, I hadn't seen for a long time. And one I just asked yesterday morning and she's like, yes, I'll be there, which also just surprised me and elated me.
Yeah.
That they said yes and they showed up and it's just, you got to meet them.
Yeah.
And they got to meet each other and there's synergy.
Yeah.
You know, whoever walks in the room, you never know what's going to come from it.
And I also love that DO attracts all roles of women in dentistry. So we had a periodontist there. There was a GP practice, not practice owner, but she's
associate,
and
soon to be owner. That's her dream.
Owner,
yeah.
Hygienist. The room was full with
marketing, interior designer for dental offices.
Yes.
A leader in a DSO.
Yeah.
And then dental spouse.
And then editor.
And editor and the chief editor of Dimensions in Dentistry.
Yeah.
And my college alum. I mean, we graduated in the same class of dental hygiene at Ohio State.
That's so wild.
Which is so cool.
And you just found that out
we found that out 2 years ago.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't recognize each other. And like, what year did you graduate? 74. Me too. That was so cool.
Oh, that's so awesome. Well, you can just feel the energy in the room, and there's such power in connection and in the community of DO, honestly. So I'd love to just kind of start there. Did you always envision DO becoming what it is today, or has anything kind of surprised you along the way?
Oh my gosh, everything has surprised me.
Yeah.
You know, I, again, started it on a phone call that got me riled up.
Yeah.
And I said, darn it, I'm going to start another magazine. And I started a magazine, and I had Dental Entrepreneur magazine already. I'll just call it Dental Entrepreneur Woman. That's how it started. I had no idea that it would be to this magnitude, give me this much joy and appreciation for the women in dentistry.
So it's 9 years.
9 years.
Right?
Yes,
9 years. It's amazing.
Hung the phone up July 16th, 9 years ago, and said, that's it.
Yeah.
We're going to start something.
Yeah.
But again, you don't realize what it could possibly be. And I'm not that person that I had this goal in mind. Oh, I want to start this movement for women in dentistry and I want to make it so big. And no, this is just organically grown because of women like you.
Well, I have to personally say that, and this is one of the phrases in Do, but good do's find other good do's. It's very true. I believe that if you're a part of the Do community, you're very clear on this from the beginning. If you attend the retreat, it's everywhere, but Do is very principle-based.
Yes.
And so I personally love that, which is why I'm a part of it. It's very values-driven. It's a part of the culture.
Yeah.
And so I think that the good do's find good do's really means that values-driven women find other values-driven women.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And they stick.
Yeah, right.
You know, which is really cool.
Yeah. You said, I love this. You said, when one woman rises, we all rise together. Tell me a little bit more about where that came from.
Well, I think it's all around competition. So I think competition can give you like a feeling of lack of confidence. I'm not good enough. I'm not going to make it. And I just feel like we're stronger together. And when we're together and we're united, I think that makes us unstoppable. And so I am a big component of everybody's welcome to sit at the table, and all I want to do is lift you higher. And what I found is that the young women that are coming in, they are lifting me higher. It's not an age thing. And as you know, we have all age brackets, all career paths, and we are all just trying to help each other, not only professionally, but personally.
Yeah.
And it's rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah. I love that. So Do definitely has a focus on Clifton strengths and, helping women really shine in their top 5. I just love that earlier you mentioned you just discovered you are an Enneagram 8. Yeah. I just am beyond delighted. Welcome to the Enneagram 8 Club.
Yes. And it's an elite club, apparently.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
It is.
It's so fun.
We're forces of nature.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So 8s have the highest amount of energy out of all types.
Oh, I'm going to be learning something here because I haven't focused on that. Okay, so they have the highest amount of energy? Oh.
They're protectors, defenders, very often leaders, very if you want something done, give it to an 8.
Okay.
The follow through is very, very high. So I know that sometimes 8s can get a little bit of a bad rap, like they're challenging and they're always just too much to be around. Don't listen to any of that.
Well, that's a funny thing because I told you.
Don't be mad that you're an 8.
I know. I took it twice because I think that the last question, it moved me from, I think, a 7 to an 8. I said, I'm not a challenger, and I'm going to take it again. And of course, I took it again, come out to be an 8 again. So I guess I am. And I thought of it like, golly, it's kind of like with the strengths. I'm going off on a tangent, but being a woo is number 1. I didn't really want to be a woo. That just seems like so flighty and insincere and all that kind of stuff. Then when you learn about it, I'm going to lean into it. So this is so rich for me to lean into a little bit to the Enneagram because I didn't even know all those other traits that, I actually appreciate.
Yes. And are needed among women and in leadership and in all the things. Yes. I'll say this, it's so cool that your top strength is woo because you needed that strength to be able to build Do. Yeah. I don't know that it would have the same attractive qualities, if you didn't have that, because you are the kind of the core of why all of these women, because they trust you, they want to be with you, they feel loved and seen and accepted right where they are. And I love how the Enneagram 8 plays into also, tell us a little bit about, so if 8s are really high in follow through, they're huge producers, how do you think that helped you in your entrepreneurial endeavor to really build Do?
Oh my gosh, so much, because when you're an entrepreneur, and when I started, I was a one-woman show. So start the magazine. I built in a team with, for print and, arranging the magazine editing and things like that. But I'm basically,
every edition is beautiful.
I know, and I love Grace's edition, Grace Yam, and all of these beautiful editions. So, you wear a lot of hats. And mapping on also with the strengths, like number 6 for me was achiever, and I was so happy to hear that. But now I feel like that is also leaning into the Enneagram, that I do get things done. And I think what that does, it gives me the fuel to know that I am exactly where I need to be. And I believe these are God-given talents. I mean, we are popped out of the womb with this personality and things that we kind of squash down. Like we are too much, or my smile is too big. And actually doing the photo shoot, they say, did you get a little bit, close it in a bit? I'm like, yeah, I can, because we are big. And but so this is what I am literally meant to do. And so it does get me up in the morning, and really the rallying around women that I feel have been underpaid, undervalued, overworked. You know, to rally around them and to let them know they're not alone in this. So we've all felt that. Women in general can go through those mountains or those valleys. And so it's super cool to like, I'm really excited that I'm an 8, and I love the club, by the way, because they're all friends. I kind of feel like a little bit like Joan of Arc or something. It's just like, you know, I've got my sword and I've got my thing, and I'm just going to keep writing it out so we can leave a mark and a legacy.
Yes.
It's so cool.
Spoken like a true 8, ladies. Oh, that's so amazing. Cool. Well, you've shared so many women's stories and spotlighted them in the Do Life magazine and on your podcast as well. Is there one that has stayed with you? Any story that just really popped out this year?
Golly, that would be a really hard one for me to answer.
Or something that maybe surprised you, like when you read their story or when they turned the copy in?
Well, I think that in general, I have to say in general, because what the stories are about women, that the idea of that woman is one thing, but the real story of how they got where they are is another. And we all think that they just breeze through life, that it's a real easy road, doors were opened, and there's so much grit, and there's so much persistence and perseverance and consistency on just one foot in front of the other. So those are the stories, and almost every story
has those qualities.
That quality.
Yeah.
But it could be, it's always a little, they're all different. And you taught me this. I mean, remember I love that first retreat that you came and sponsored, and you gave me those cup holders that said your story matters. And I was like, that's why we align, because I believe the same thing. I hear so many stories. And the other thing, I know I can't pick one. I honestly can't. I mean, I love Grace's story. I love DDS story, Hazel's story of uniting women. Those are just a few. All of them are wonderful. I also love the ones about medical issues that they've been through, because you'd be surprised how that has affected so many women. Some of the women's issues go unnoticed and uncovered, and we don't talk about it. And the women that write for us are so vulnerable, and they really share. And we've had some amazing outcomes from those stories just by sharing it and thinking, oh, well, I might have that. And then, you know, they actually find health and wealth again. So, I mean, there's just so many. I love those. I love the do dishes. So we have the do dishes. We love to feature our do's, and they answer questions. It's just so much fun to see what their favorite song is, or what success means to them, or how they find leadership. And everybody's got a different answer. And
I was just talking with Allison, who was at the Ohio Do meetup, and she started to get into a little bit of her story. She has 6-year-old twins, and how she, you know, got pregnant with them while starting a business 6 years ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, I immediately thought you need to write for Do, because that's the beauty of these stories, is you get an inside track behind the scenes of all of the resilience that it took, all the gumption, all the things those women have been through and pushed through and shown courage through. I think that's I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, and I think that's my lane. It was funny because last night when Jill was there, and she does dimensions of dental hygiene. It's very clinical and very, you know, I mean, the biofilm and the science and all that stuff, that's just not my lane. My lane is tell me your story, and I would love to share it. And oh my God, it's so rich, Joanna, because we'll get on a Zoom call with somebody. I love to get on a Zoom call before they write. And then we just talk about their story. And then it's just basically taking the pen to paper.
Yeah,
or the
you and I
keys.
did that the first time I wrote.
Yeah, the first time you wrote.
It was so helpful.
It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful.
I should write again.
Yeah, you should definitely write again.
I haven't written this year. I should.
Yeah, you haven't written for a couple of, well, 2
I think I
years
wrote
maybe?
last year.
Maybe.
I wrote for the documentary.
Oh, the documentary.
The last, like I did an article kind of featuring all the women in it and just the
That
heart
feels like,
behind it.
yeah. You can write anytime because there's a lot, you have a lot of stories in there.
I have a lot to say.
You have a lot to say.
Yeah,
You're an 8. Of course you have a lot to say.
Okay. I know that the Story Project audience is full of women in dentistry. What do you love about being a woman?
Oh, I love being a woman. I love femininity. I love beauty. I love nice clothes. I love dancing with my husband. I love dancing with women. I'm Tom will be sitting, we go to a wedding and I'm out there all night.
Yeah. That's usually me too.
Yeah.
I'm dancing. Josh is in the corner with his friends.
Yeah, having a serious conversation.
I know. And I'm like, nope.
And I'll drag him out there. Yeah. It'll be short and sweet. I love shoes. Let's see. I love caring. I loved having babies. I've got 3 beautiful children, adults now that are doing wonderfully. I love having a sister. There's just so many things about being a woman. And I love it now because honestly, I was 42 until I even knew that I had a place that meant something other than taking care of the children, taking care of Tom, and working 2 days a week in an office as a dental hygienist. Honestly, did not even realize that there was a whole world out there for me to shine and lean in, be happy. I mean, I did love clinical, I'm not going to say, but of course I loved having a new patient every hour. I mean, got to hear their story.
Yeah.
But as I think women are late bloomers. And I love this second half.
That's really interesting. Yeah, and remarkable. Because think of the second half of your life, how you have just used your gifts at a whole different level.
Oh, yeah. Leaning in and recognizing that that's what I was doing. And I've mentioned this before. I had a friend that took the Strengths Finders assessment when I took it, and she felt that her whole career was just an impediment to who she was. And she should have been a kindergarten teacher instead of working at a big company, in an office, remote and all that. And I thought, oh, how sad that is.
Yeah.
And when I took my strengths, and now with the Enneagram, knowing that I'm an 8, I will continue. It gives me fuel to continue to do what I'm doing, because what else am I going to do? I mean, I do like creating, I think, and I like working. I like having an effect, I guess.
Yeah.
Finishing projects and just progressing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Principle number 9: start and don't stop, and do's don't retire. I don't know. They're going to push me off. I'll have the book come in and say, okay, because we do have to make room for the young people coming in, and I believe that there is a time, and that's why I retired from after 46 years of hygiene. I did not want to have a walker and my patient have a walker going back to the operatory. I thought, no, this is time.
Yeah.
This is time for me to, hang up the instruments. And
well, they were lucky to have you for 46 years.
I know. Well, I have 6 state boards too. I mean, I worked all over the place in the United States, following Tom's. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I followed Tom's career all those years up until just recently, and now he's coming and following me, and it's just so funny. And there's so many dudes that's happening. Their husbands are retiring. I mean, I could count. Oh my God, 3 dudes that their husbands retired from prominent jobs, and they're all handymen now, and they're loving it, because the wife is the one that's going out there and busting it and gritting and getting in front of stages. And when we do this kind of thing,
right,
it does push you out of your fear. It's not like I can't wait to get in front of the photo shoot today, or I can't wait to get on the stage. It pushes me, and
well, so to that point, for the woman who feels maybe like she's behind in her career, maybe she hasn't found that sweet spot, what words would you like her to hear today?
Oh gosh, Well, first of all, connect with do, because we talked about that last night with Shireen. And like, there is a spot in your, it could be any time in your late 30s, early 40s, that's one spot. Then the kids go off to college, then they start their own careers. You want to move on a little bit more, and that's in your mid 50s. What do I do? Like, I started do at 62.
Yeah.
And I'm still, people say, oh my God, I'm supposed to be retired at 62. So if I can do this in 9 years, and I know I'm meant to do this, what are you meant to do? Because it's so much richer. I mean, gosh, I know you. I know all those women now that I met last night. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't know any of them. We wouldn't have even had this conversation if Dr. Shakila Ngati hadn't introduced me to you so many years ago. I mean, I might have known you, like we said.
Our paths would have crossed eventually, for sure.
Right.
This was meant to be. But thank you, Shakila.
Yeah, but it's something about the one-on-one too. And I do love that. I love getting a one-on-one because, in the big groups, you don't have these conversations that really go deep.
Gosh, thank you so much just for all the work that you have put into growing Do and building it. Just speak a moment just about if a woman is looking for a community and she really hasn't found her tribe, her people, what would be a good first step for her?
Well, a good first step would be to join Do. So go to dew.life and click the join button. And that's where it all starts. That's where it begins. But then you have to show up, and that's so important. So many women are like, I'm a Do. I saw you on Facebook. Well, join us. Show up for a coffee, a Do Connect on a Wednesday, or we're starting them back on Tuesdays, or to a Do meetup, or please come to the retreat, because that's the real magic when the connection is live and we can see and smell and hear and touch. I mean, there is no smell-o-vision. And Zoom is fabulous. I love Zoom.
But there's nothing like in person.
There's nothing like in person.
Yeah.
And so I would say join first, dip in, start connecting, because there's somebody there that
you're meant to meet.
That you're meant to meet will help you, but who are you going to help?
Yes.
Because a lot of women get a little burnt out. Well, the best thing to do is to see how you can help somebody else. And we are all here helping each other.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a little burst of dopamine, if you will, to join our community. We'll take care of them. We have a place for them. And it has to start with being a woman first. We do not care what you do in dentistry. It just happens to be that common thread.
Yeah.
But women first, we're here. We've got a place for you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing your heart and just your vision with all of us today, and just for being my guest on the Story Project podcast. And we'll go finish the rest of your shoot. And this has been so fun.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being my friend and my dear board member and my dear challenger.
Yeah.
Number 8.
It's an honor.
It's an honor.
Go 8s. Go 8. Thank you, listeners, for just being an awesome tribe. And let's be fearless together this week, ladies. Love you.